Hello, folks. I'm OdinSpack, and welcome back to 33 years and counting of my favorite games. This is part number 11. We're going into the year 2012, and now that I've done 10 of these, I'm kind of starting to get the flow that I want to go for in this series. So I want to quickly address something really fast before I get going, before I go to the honorable mentions. There were quite a few honorable mentions in the past 10 parts where now, I went back on it today, and I was like, do I really think those were deserving of an honorable mention? So I'm not gonna go and list. I was originally going to go and list all the things that I'm gonna remove from that, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna just keep it as is. But going forward, I'm gonna make sure my honorable mentions are games where I think you should play them at least once, or it's something that is just I played a lot of, but I'm not really playing it anymore, or some other third thing, something that's I feel like this deserves a mention, and not just because, oh hey, I played it a little bit, and if I would have finished it, it probably would have made my list. That's not good enough for an honorable mention, I don't feel. So I just want to say that going forward, that I'm gonna make sure that my honorable mentions aren't 8 minutes long and have 10 games in them. All right. So today I got 3 honorable mentions for you. So let's get started with that. The first one is a fan-made Flash game called A Bobo's Big Adventure. I'm pretty sure you can still play this now, even though Flash doesn't exist anymore. I think it's still available online. Um, but this is if you love NES games, this is the game to play once. You need to play this at least once. It's like a little graphic with blood and whatnot, but you play as one of the bosses from Double Dragon, a Bobo, and he goes to rescue his son named a Boy. And the game starts off in the Double Dragon style, but as you progress through the levels, it's kind of like a trip down memory lane through all bunch of NES games. They reference everything here. Any obscure game that you may have grown up with is probably referenced in some way in this game. It is a love letter to the NES. Um, it's a fun play. It's not terribly difficult or anything like that. But like I said, if you love the NES, you definitely got to give this one a shot. So look that up online because it's free to play. It should be available out there. The second honorable mention is going to go to Call of Duty Black Ops 2. This was my launch title for the Wii U. This is the game I picked up when I got my Wii U. I guess I should mention that 2012 at the end of the year was the launch of the Wii U. I thought it was 2011, but I guess in my notes here it's 2012. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure I'm not. But I didn't get the Wii U till the next year, and I got this to play with my friends because they all had Call of Duty. And I had played Modern Warfare 2. I owned that one. I enjoyed it. But the appealing part of playing on the Wii U is I was already hooked on GoldenEye, the remake that was on the Wii, but that game was kind of a little sluggish. It was fun, but this, Call of Duty, it's fleshed out. And this was a full blown experience for that because this was a launch title for the Wii U, and um I had a controller for it, and I was just excited to play with my friends, and it was a lot of fun. And guess what? I didn't have to pay for Xbox Live Online or Xbox Live Gold to play this. And I think you can still play this online. I think the servers are still around, unless I'm wrong. But last time I checked, they were. That was a year or two ago now. But they very well could be online still. A lot of fun. I just played the multiplayer for that game. I never played the campaign, but I played a lot of it, and I really did enjoy it. And then my third honorable mention is another Wii U launch title, which is New Super Mario Bros. U. I mentioned this in a previous video when I talked about Deluxe. But this game, I wanted to buy a Wii U to day one Let's Play this game, like I did with New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Partly because, oh, hey, I did that with Wii. That would be fun to do with you. But the other part was just it looked really good. I was just really excited to play a new Mario platformer game. I love, I've mentioned a whole bunch in this series, I love 2D Mario, and I wanted to play the next one, and this one didn't disappoint. I really liked it. It had Miiverse functionality, which is whatever, you write notes after you beat a level. Remember Miiverse? But I think it was just really well designed. We kind of played more to Super Mario Bros. 3 throwback, whereas this was like a Super Mario World throwback, where the whole world was interconnected and there was like shortcuts that led to future worlds, so you didn't have to do it like completely in order if you didn't want to. I'm like a completionist when it comes to Mario, so I had to play through every level, of course, and get all the star coins. And it even had a challenge mode too, which I never ended up finishing. So I guess I did. I guess I didn't complete it, but I did at least the story mode complete it. A lot of fun. It's more Mario. It deserves an honorable mention. Okay, let's talk about the 2012 top 3 for me. Starting with my bronze medal. That's going to be Kirby's Dream Collection, also known as Kirby's Dream Collection Special Edition. It's the same thing. But this game is a package of 6 Kirby games, all like standard platformer Kirby games. So it doesn't have any of the spin-offs, but it has Kirby's. So on Game Boy, it has Kirby Dream Land 1 and 2. And then on NES, Kirby's Adventure. Super Nintendo has Dreamland 3 and Kirby Superstar. And N64 has Kirby 64. So you got 6 Kirby games there. I like 5 out of the 6 games. I'm not a huge fan of Dreamland 3. I like the style of it. The music is hit or miss for me. But that aside, I think this is a great way, probably the best way to play the Game Boy games on your TV, because it's just conveniently on a disc for you. And this is also just an easy way to play the other games. And I think the other 3, Adventure, Superstar, and Kirby 64, are all great Kirby titles. So I honestly think this is the best collection package Nintendo has done. That's what I think personally, because I really love Kirby. Additionally to those games, it also has a unique challenge mode featuring Kirby's Return to Dreamland, which had come out the previous year. So there was challenge stages in that game. They added a bunch more for this Dream Collection. So it's like a unique experience for that you can only get on here, which that's pretty cool. And I really love those challenge stages. I was so about getting platinum on all of them, so that was really cool to see more of those. Additionally, although I've never watched them, there's 3 of the Kirby Right Back at Ya anime episodes on it. I think it's 3, maybe 2. I think it's 3. And then there's just a bunch of videos and history detailing when Kirby started all the way up until 2012 when it came out. Just really cool, honestly. Just like so you can like watch like videos of all the different Kirby games that came out, like little trailers. It's just a whole bunch of just fun Kirby stuff. It's a must own for a Kirby fan, honestly. If you want to get into the series, it's a great way to get into the series because, like I said, 5 out of the 6 games on it are good, plus the extra Dream or Return to Dreamland challenge stages on it. So, also, some people probably like Dreamland 3 a lot more than me. I just like to hate on it. But if you like it, that's all you. Not for me. I've played it. It's not for me. All right. So that's my bronze medal. Silver medal is going to go to Diablo 3. Now this one had a like controversial launch where like people couldn't even get online. I love Diablo 2. It's like one of my favorite games of all time. And I think I mentioned that in a previous video. Oh yeah, when I talked about Path of Exile last time. So of course I had to get this game. I don't care like how it played. I played the beta for it at a friend's house. Remember enjoying that, and I was like, no, I'm getting this game, and I'm playing with my friends. Actually, the same friends that I played the Diablo 2 Let's Play I did on my channel forever ago. We all played Diablo 3 together, and it was like a just absolute blast. Although it's funny because we stayed up so late because it launched because it was an online only game, which was like it's really dumb. But because it was online only, it didn't officially go live until like 12 Pacific time, which was 3 hour time. But we're like, screw it, we're staying up. And we only ended up playing like an hour and a half, which was like to the end of the beta that we'd already played anyway. So we didn't really get to even experience it like a ton that night. But looking back on Diablo 3, the strides it's taken since launch, because launch, like with the auction house and everything, kind of, but since then, I think it's just gone in a good direction with just like how fast paced everything is. Like it's a much more simplified Diablo experience where just like you get things that make you stronger, equip them, and mess around with your abilities and find a set that like goes for you. And if you don't like that, usually you can just spec into something else, no problem, and you'll be fine. There are some items you can get that definitely like amplify those skills. Um, like you'll get legendary items that are like tailor made for one of your skills, and so like when you get that, it's like okay, I guess I'm building my character around this now. But sometimes, like even like you just play on normal mode, like lower difficulties and whatnot, you're fine. But this game really shines when you start amping up that difficulty, when it becomes more like survival and trying to like take out enemies and dodge stuff at the same time. It's almost like shmup almost in that sense of just like trying to dodge a bunch of attacks and whatnot and trying to take out all the enemies at the same time. It's just a really fun, fast paced game. I've since enjoyed it on the Switch. Actually, I got the Ultimate Evil Edition, I believe it is. That comes with like all the like the expansion, the Necromancer DLC, and it plays really well on a controller too. I didn't think it would, but actually it does. But the original launch that I am talking about, I did enjoy at the time. It was a blast to play through the game. When Reaper's Souls came out, that was a fun time to play through too. So yeah, Diablo 3. And then my gold medal for 2012. I think this might be like the first like non-Nintendo related. I mean, it was on the 3DS, but I think this is like the first like non-Nintendo property that I've really mentioned as a gold medal. I'm probably wrong here, but that I can think of right now. That is Resident Evil Revelations. So even though this came out on the 3DS, I probably wouldn't play it on here anymore just because it's had so many console releases as well as on PC, which is where I would rather play the game now. But playing this, I was recommended this game from my pal TM Sonic. He's like, you should play this game. I was like, okay. Well, I wasn't like big into the Resident Evil series. I had played 4. I enjoyed 4. I played a little bit of 5, not too much, but that's it. That's like all I'd experienced. So I played Revelations, and I don't know, something about it just hooked me. Like I was just into it, and I just think it's a really solid playthrough. Like it, it has like really creepy atmosphere. You're on a ship, for the game, and you're trying to solve like what happened to Chris Redfield, and trying to figure out like he's gone missing. What's happened to him? And so that's like pretty much like the beginning story of the game, obviously, and it takes place like in the past of Resident Evil. It's not like current day. It's like Jill's for I don't know if it's her first mission, but it's in the past. But like it's really creepy. Like the monsters all like move slow and whatnot. Like they're not like Resident Evil 4. They're like just like humans basically. Like they use like guns and whatnot. But this game is like they're like full on creepy monsters. Um, so like that's really cool. The raid mode multiplayer, super fun. Played a lot of that with TM again. Um, just like it has so much to it. It's another one of those like kind of like Diablo 3 where it's just like get better number gun that does more damage, and like so like raid mode kind of works like that. Just like you just keep kind of upgrading like that. But there's a lot of different weapons in this game. And it's like all that on the 3DS is just really cool. But like I said, I've since played it on later consoles. I did a Let's Play of this game on the PS3 version. So if you want to check that out. But it's a really cool experience. If you don't like, if you haven't really played any of the Resident Evil games, it's a good starting spot because it doesn't like you don't need to have any background knowledge to get into it. So I think that's why I really enjoyed it. I didn't really have to like be involved in what story was going on because it's like a side story. I've still yet to play the sequel, Revelations 2, even though I've owned it forever. But one day I will. So there you go. There is my top 3, my favorite games of 2012. So if you have any differing opinions, I missed anything, please let me know in the comments below, or if you agree with anything too. And I will see you next time for part 12, where we'll talk about 2011. So until then, take care. Goodbye.